So they should also be given, like Raghavendra also said, there is an app for judges which has been played today, which gives them a rating on the side how much time they have taken to decide a litigation. Similar way, an act can be produced that each act says that what are the procedures to be followed, and in this procedures to be followed directly. Even a lawyer says that I want a date on the date should not be governed unless a cost has been imposed. When the cost will be imposed, definitely he'll be feeling that my client will feel that I have not able to do the justice. Justice should come on a time. It's getting a delayed tactics. One is litigation side. Other side on technology is that so many apps are developing every day and night. We are OTT players nowadays. We have sites towards the social media sites are there. All are these technology sites which are governing. They are growing as a number, n number, and litigation or lawyers are going on a back side of the right. What the technology team say, the technology lawyer is going to play the role in future. That is my part. That is going to be a lawyer, and same should be institution also. Be it Supreme Court, High Court also. The technology is playing the bigger role on this. Nothing else. So thanks. I'll ask. I'll ask Anurag to give some his views on technology and how you think that legal profession is going to play further during this after the COVID situation.
Sachin, my view is very simple, that whenever I think about it, for last 1.5 years, we have really given thoughts about it, because we didn't have much to do even during the COVID, because we were not going to office, we were sitting in the comfort of our homes, and we are doing our things. But the problem is that the large population of lawyers who are there in the remote areas of India actually are getting marginalized by this pandemic and the onslaught of or onset of the digital age, because they are really unable to cope with this situation. And believe me that if this trend continues, I see a great amount of fear among them that it should not so happen that their briefs really get further urbanized. Urbanized means the lawyers sitting in the larger cities, metros, actually take away their revenue. Because most of the litigation that we find in remote areas, that is between a resident of that area versus a corporate, or maybe the government. So one side of the brief will come down to the metros. Because a company where I serve, a company where my colleague may have served, so we will look for law firms sitting in Mumbai or Delhi who can really handle cases across India. So just imagine the situation. Right now we are hiring at least 300 to 400 lawyers across India. But this situation will change. And this is bound to happen. I mean, we cannot do much about it. But that is a fact. And that is a food for thought for us. That what are we going to do with those many advocates who are really going to lose their briefs? That is my thought on that.
Rightly.
Just on legal profession.
Rightly said. What I also suggest that a recent hearing is going on and no senior lawyers want to appear physically. You want virtual hearing to be done because he can handle 10 matters a day. That's the best part, visiting at home only. That is what scenario is. I agree with you. Govind, you want to speak about this subject more?
So, very pertinent point made by Anurag. In fact, I was also thinking to make this point. So, there are many aspects to it. There are positive sides to it. There are negative sides to it. And I just want to bring you back. I mean, 19 years back when I started my practice. So, Tisazari used to be the only civil court in Delhi, and Patiala House used to be the largely criminal court in Delhi. And the practice was largely limited to certain chambers who were handling the practices. Then in 2005, I guess, 2004 or 5, Karkaduma was the first court which was bifurcated from Delhi, and then matters started going to Karkaduma. Then the juniors got the opportunity to appear before those matters, and then they started appearing there. Then the Rohini court came, then Dwarka came, and Saket came. So by this bifurcation of all these courts and the division of Delhi into several districts, the people got the opportunity, the juniors got the opportunity, the budding lawyer, the new lawyers got the opportunity, and they appear before the court. And you rightly said, earlier for a lawyer to attend a matter in Mumbai, he needs 2 days, generally. It's very difficult, he can go the same day and he can return and come back. But now a lawyer sitting in his home, having logged in 3 laptops, 4 laptops with his juniors, he attended a brief matter in Mumbai High Court, attended a matter in Gujarat High Court, and attended a matter in Supreme Court also. So you're right, the tier 1, because of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 people, who are the choice of all the lawyers, in-house counsels and all. So they are getting more briefs And people, if they are busy, then there is a downline who used to get brief in their absence. Now they are not getting it because this guy who is sitting on top or who are on the higher chain of the, this system, they're getting more work. So you're right. Initially, I think there is a lack of work or some sort of sidelining of these guys who are sitting in remote areas and all. While there is a positive side to it, a lawyer cannot travel to Supreme Court, he can appear virtually from his hometown. But then who is going to give him a brief? That is also another issue. So, I mean, it's a valid point. Yes, we need to kick a balance between the two. So I think the blend, virtual and the physical, somewhere down the line it will happen. And obviously we have to embrace the technology because I like the Kodak example is classic example. People who don't embrace the technology, they lose their relevance over a period of time. So obviously to be relevant in times, we have to adopt the technology. But then again, there is flip side of technology, plus and negative.
Mr. Baraj, you can just share your views on technology, how it's playing with you being an IPR lawyer, and how it has played a role in the litigation side, being now catering the world with your new law firm.
Thanks. I'm quite happy because we possibly are the first law firm who are fully digital and serverless and paperless, including our invoicing, which was a big challenge, and we included QR codes in our invoices and a GPay in our invoices as well. Apart from that, I'm just going to give a parallel to 3 other industries. Right? In 1994-95, when ATMs were introduced, there was a huge strike by the banking industry saying that the cashier jobs will go. Right? And then came the mobile technology where the STD PCO booths were supposed to go. Overnight. And when the Amazons and the Flipkarts and all of them Snapdeals have come, they said the Kirana shop will go. Now if you look at the medicine, as in the hospital or doctors, they are also thriving because patients who cannot come out in Corona, they are getting medical advice on a lot of video platforms, which is very good. You show the symptoms, and I know a dentist doctor who came to us with a patent for a selfie photograph of their tooth, which will say it's time for you to have a tooth decay, extraction. And they are selling that software to the US dental insurance market. Having said that, coming to the Indian scenario, I do agree, sir, with your view that Tier 2, Tier 3 will go, or the fear would be there. Of course, the fear would be there. But this embracement the technology will lead us, and then we have to follow. Even though there is a prediction that there will be a lot of initial inhibition and initial pushback against technology, believe me, 10 years from now, there won't be hybrid, there will be more of technology and less of physical hearing. That's my prediction. But I don't know whether it's good or bad. If the Tier 2, Tier 3 cities also embrace it. Last but not the least, when cash economy wanted to become digital economy, the most benefited person are the last mile persons. If you go for a run in the morning or walk in the morning and you want to have a Nariyal Pani, the Nariyal Pani fellow or the Kela fellow has got a Paytm or a Beam app in front of him. You don't need to carry cash. I rest my case.
Good thought that digitally everything is available at the doorstep, and similarly you also have digital money to pay now. Coming to the point, Jatin, you being the one in the insurance industry, how are you coping with this after COVID on the legal side?
So from legal side, of course, when the lockdown started, all the cases, no cases were heard. District courts, consumer courts, all were closed. But over a period of time, what has happened in insurance, large part of litigation is through ombudsman, which is quasi-judicial body run by the Executive Council of Insurance Companies. They have adopted online hearing. ombudsman. So prior to COVID, we used to go, our representatives used to go to, tier 2, tier 3 cities. And in not many, all the companies have this setup, zonal setup or, big legal setup. So the sales people used to represent before the ombudsman, and most of the time we used to lose case, correct? Because they were not able to represent. But now with ombudsman embracing the technology, allowing the online hearing, sitting in my office or at my home, we are able to represent our case, and the client can go to the ombudsman office, or client is also available through a Zoom app. So it has helped the justice delivery system, right? But as Anurag said that it has a flip side. But what I believe post COVID, over a period of time, the balance will automatically there will be a balance, and there will be always be a hybrid justice delivery system, because technology has its own flip side. Sometimes you don't listen, or you are not able to communicate what you want to communicate, or even if you are communicating, the other person is taking the other interpretation of those things. So Sachin, it will evolve, the technology will evolve, it's not going to go, we have to catch up to the technology, but eventually the hybrid mode of justice delivery will be the norm. That's my view.
Now coming to this hybrid mall, you being presenting to us on a litigation or a tool to us, what do you feel on that part, Amit? Sorry, I don't know name of everyone. If better is that everyone can speak, is much better to us also, no? That is my view. I don't know the name personally, but definitely I want to know the name. But you can start with your name and then discuss.